to the Farmerdale Podcast. Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. And boy, I am excited about this special guest today. So excited. I first want to say I'm sorry and I apologize for the sound for last week. It just wasn't great. We videoed it in the car coming back from Tuscaloosa, and it just wasn't that great. The information and the podcast was great, but the sound was not that great because I heard a lot of background noise coming from the car and that kind of stuff. So I apologize. But hey, I'm so excited about this show, and I can't even tell you who it is. I'm going to make you wait for a couple of seconds. But I first want to say thank you to everybody that's been listening. We are over 100 views or listens or downloads, whatever you want to say, on all of the audio, just audio, straight audio, from Spotify and Chrome and Apple Podcasts, all that kind of, over 100 listens. That's awesome. We're probably over 50 views on YouTube. I know you probably don't want to see me, so that's why you listen to us, and that's totally fine. But we really do appreciate the people that are listening. Most are family and friends. But I also want to give a shout out to my Woodland students because I don't know how they found out about it, but they've been listening. Strange week this week, but people singing the Farmerdale Podcast song. Which was really strange. But anyway, thank y'all for that. And now, let's just get into it. Here comes the special guest of the day. All right, welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. Like I told you, I got a special guest today. And here she comes.
Oh.
Here she comes, right there. This is my favorite daughter.
I'm your only daughter.
Well, that's the joke. That's my favorite daughter. So this is Brooke Starnes now. She's married now. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. So that's going to be a lot of fun, talking about how she got to the point to be married.
Uh-huh.
And we'll talk about some other things going on in her life. So we're going to talk about gardening first because Farmer Jenny is always saying that I need to have this podcast about farming. So I got some new seeds in this week, and I put out a video about that just recently, like today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your favorite vegetables.
Oh, well, I like all vegetables, but probably your jalapenos have always been really good. Your bell peppers, I like cucumbers.
Not just my stuff.
I know, but you don't grow like I love asparagus and Brussels sprouts, and you don't grow any of that stuff because it probably. I don't know if the garden here would be conducive to that or not. But
yeah, Brussels sprouts are really hard.
I don't know where those grow.
So I don't know if I'd ever get into Brussels sprouts.
But you like a lot of the starchy vegetables, which are not my favorite. Like I don't like squash and
corn.
I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not like my top favorite. I like green vegetables. I like spinach, all types of lettuce. Have you grown lettuce?
I haven't, but I have lettuce seeds. We're going to grow some of those. We're going to try it.
Yeah.
We're going to attempt because I'm not afraid to try it. Have you ever tried to grow anything by yourself?
Herbs.
That was a good start.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
It lasted a spring. And then, yep.
Were you cooking with them?
Yeah. Okay. Well, because you have to trim because things like basil and mint go crazy if you take care of them, so you have to trim.
Because I don't do the herbs.
I have not tried to grow.
I've grown cilantro before.
Yeah, that's easy.
That's
you can grow that I think inside in a cup of water.
Yeah, you can grow it. You can grow it anywhere. It'd be so easy. All the herbs you can grow anywhere.
Yeah, but no, because up until 2 years ago, I didn't have a yard. I lived in an apartment, so there was nowhere for me to grow anything. And then Now,
you have a grow room like we're in right now.
yeah, but I mean, we don't have like an extra space like this where I can put shelving and have a grow room.
So if you had like 5 acres like we have, would you grow a garden? Would you attempt it?
I don't know. It's not something I'm like super interested in. I mean, I'd like to have it, but I'd want someone else to take care of it.
So when you were a little kid, what was your memories? 'Cause we
Uh,
had a pretty big garden when I was
uh-huh.
at Bolton High School, and we had about 2 acres of land, and we grew a garden. You
hmm
got any memories of that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I remember always being outside and running around barefoot, and I remember like, didn't you grow pumpkins one year?
We did.
And I remember like sitting on the
Yeah, we
pumpkins
had,
because they were
we
huge.
had one that was huge. We couldn't
Yeah,
pick it up.
yeah, and the watermelon, you grew like pretty big watermelon. I do
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
Um,
In King Mountain, which is
King
right
Mountain.
next to the garden,
Yeah, Cole talks about King Mountain all the time, but I mean, I remember it.
which was a
But
pile of dirt.
yeah, I mean, that Brunswick house, we were outside because we were like, I was probably in kindergarten when we left that house. No, second grade when we left that house. So I was
Yeah, you're
like,
about 2nd grade.
I mean, from the time I was a toddler till 7, I lived there. So when I was prime time running around, that was
Yeah,
a good
so
time.
and your great grandfather had a big garden, and
hmm
I took you down there a couple times. Do you remember that at all?
Not
'Cause you were
really.
really little when I took you down. That was probably before Cole was even born.
I've only seen pictures of Old Paul's garden. So when
Yeah.
I see
So you have a
pictures, I'm like, do
beautiful
I
garden.
remember that or have I just seen pictures of it? And I
Yeah.
don't think I actually
Yeah.
remember that house or that garden.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to start doing is having the question of the week,
hmm
right? So my Woodland students found the Farmer Dale podcast,
Of course they did.
and their parents did.
Uh-huh.
So, by the way, if y'all hear some laughing in the background, we got a little bit of audience today. We got Farmer Jenny in the audience, and we also have my son-in-law, Derek, Brooke's husband, in the audience too. So if you hear any laughing or giggling or whatever you may hear, it's them in the background. It's them. Hey, there they are. So the question of the week is this, and it comes from a daughter or a girl at our school, and her mother. So the mother asked the girl to ask me the question, and the question is, how do we keep pests out of our garden?
Mm.
That's a very difficult question to answer, and it's going to lead to something here in just a second.
Okay.
So this is what we do. I grow a ton of marigolds because marigolds ward off a lot of bugs because they have a smell to them and bugs don't like them. So we plant a lot of marigolds in our garden. The second thing we do is that we try not to spray our vegetables. We don't like to spray anything, but we do have to spray certain things, and we use a chemical called Sevin. It's an old um, bug killer for vegetables or flowers, and you can get it in powder form or you can get it in a spray form. We use a spray form because I don't like the powder. My grandfather used to, because I'd go out to see his garden all the time and have all this white powder all over his vegetables.
hmm
I was like, what in the world is that? It was a Sevin. There's a lot of newer chemicals now that we don't use because I don't like to use those. But that's how we keep our bug pest problem down. But the marigolds, I think, really do a really good job with that more than anything else. So, but when it comes to pumpkins and cantaloupes and that kind of stuff, we have to spray them or put that Sevin powder
Does
stuff
that
on them.
keep also like deer and other things away, or is it just bugs and stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
We haven't had that question, but I'll go and answer that question because we do have deer. But we have a dog. And he's
hmm
sitting right down there below us.
hmm
But I think he wards off all the deer from the garden because he goes out there and at nighttime he's barking all the time. So I think he does a lot of that for us. But maybe he scares away the pests too. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
So that comes up to the question of organic because I know
Uh-huh.
you eat really, really healthy. You've always done that for a lifetime.
mm
You could probably tell me if I ask you a certain vegetable, you could probably tell me exactly how many calories it comes from, probably. That's not going to be part of it. But organic.
Uh-huh.
Do you try to buy things that are organic?
I do.
Mostly?
I do. Not all of our produce is always organic.
Okay.
Like Derek doesn't care as much. Like if I like sometimes I'll go and get organic bananas and he's like, you don't have to buy organic bananas because they have the peel on them. But
Right.
but
Yeah.
still, like I like lettuce. Like
The sun
I
is
prefer
really
to
shining
have
bright
yeah, I
now.
know there's probably a major glare. But I mean I like to buy most of our produce organic if possible because I shop at Whole Foods a lot. So Yeah.
Do you go to Sprouts or just is it Whole Foods?
Mainly
mostly?
Whole Foods. I mean, honestly, Sprouts and Fresh Market sometimes cost even more than Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And the Kroger that I go to is literally right next to a Whole Foods, so I just make 2 trips and it's easy. I
What
don't.
about Trader Joe's? You go to Trader Joe's? 'Cause I hear a lot of people talk
Well,
about
so
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's is not a health food store. People
Right.
think, I
No,
mean,
no.
it's just things, and you can get things you wouldn't find at a regular grocery store, but it's mainly snack foods. And yes, they have a good produce section, but
Yeah.
unless you eat a lot of frozen food or you have kids and you want like fun snack foods to have in your pantry, there's not really much of a need, or you're going to go and you're going to spend like $200 on a bunch of snack foods.
So you've become a pretty good cook.
I
You
try.
worked really hard because Derek likes fresh homemade food.
Yeah,
which
and
is
he's a
awesome.
good cook too.
Because your mother and I eat out a lot.
Well, y'all eat out way more now
We
that
eat
y'all
out.
are empty nesters.
That's
We
true.
didn't eat
That's true.
out that much growing
That's
up.
true. Yeah, we did. Because we couldn't afford it. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
So you moved out of the house and
And
Cole
then now
left,
y'all
and
eat
now we
out
got all
all
this
the time.
money and we can eat out all the time. So we don't grow organic because
Yeah.
it's very difficult to
Right.
grow organic, and people are like, "Well, why would you buy organic?" Because it is healthy,
Yeah.
but it's basically that they didn't.
Well, it doesn't have
spray-
pesticides
didn't
on it, so
pesticides,
you're
right.
not consuming glyphosate or whatever
Right,
that's
and
called.
even when we spray our vegetables, we try to spray the plant. We don't necessarily try to spray the vegetables, right?
Right.
So that may help, may not
Yeah.
help, but it
Yeah.
doesn't make it organic. Or
Yeah,
anything
and
like
you
that.
don't have like an industrial sized garden where you're having you're just spraying everything. I mean,
Yeah, and we
it's
do
less
very, very little of
chemicals.
that.
Yeah.
Very, very little of that.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay. So I had a friend text me this morning, and he's a really funny guy, and he's older than I am, that's why I like him, because he's older than mine. I got older friends, but his name's Doug Buchanan.
Mhm.
He used to be a preacher. We'd known him for a little while, but he texted me this morning, and he watched the last video of us with your mother. I guess it was 2 that he watched back. And the question is, what's your favorite vegetable? And he said in his text, his favorite vegetable is any vegetable that's fried.
Hmm.
Do you eat fried vegetables?
No, because like we were
Everything's
talking about
fresh.
with starchy vegetables are the only one you're gonna fry, like fried okra or fried squash or all that stuff.
So how would you eat okra though?
Well, I don't really like okra that much, so the only time I do eat okra is like fried okra.
So what's your least favorite vegetable then, since you don't like okra? What's your
I don't like black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas are gross.
You don't like the purple whole peas. You
No,
always said they taste like dirt.
they do. I don't like
But
them.
they're so awesome. You should try some.
Trying to think. There's not a lot of vegetables that I don't like. Do you know any that I don't like, Derek?
I don't know. Just about anything.
I mean, I love spinach, but I don't like cooked spinach as much.
So fresh spinach.
Like I like fresh spinach in a salad, or like mixed up in a smoothie or something. But I don't like.
Yeah. So look, the dressing that you made that you brought to our, I think. It was
the salad dressing.
What was in it?
Why do you keep asking?
Because it was so good.
It's maple syrup. It's Dijon mustard, olive oil, salt and pepper. Like it's basic.
Really
yeah,
it's really good. So
it's a good dressing.
That's so good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your childhood. We'll get out of the vegetable world.
Okay. Well, this is your podcast, and you are farmers. So.
That's right. Yeah. We don't want to talk all about vegetables. Because I want this podcast to be about people's stories, right? How did you get to be where you are? You're 29 years old, right? Married.
Correct.
Went to college, got a degree, went back and got your bachelor's. I mean, your master's in teaching. So tell me, what was your process of trying to figure out life, right? Just trying to figure out when I leave high school, what do I just whatever. I don't care what the path that you give me. I don't really care, but I think people are interested in how people get to where they are. Right.
Yeah. Oh, like Mom said, that is kind of a loaded question because like post college was kind of an interesting time for me. I mean, like the end of high school went really well for me. Beginning of high school was pretty rough, but college I did fairly well. But then.
I mean, academically, you've always.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like grades, but thank you for saying that.
Right. We never had to worry about you. Cole, it was a constant. every day, is he going to pass anything?
He just didn't apply himself.
He didn't. He was more like me.
Yeah.
He didn't apply himself.
Yeah. But I think getting out of college was kind of a scary experience. Like, what am I going to do? I got my bachelor's in psychology, and I wanted to go that route, but I knew how much work it was going to take to actually like get where I wanted to go in the psychology field, and like how much more school I needed. And so I was like, what am I going to do post college? Am I just going to get a random job that I don't like? But thankfully, I had Woodland and you, and like kind of some help, like getting started and just getting my foot in the door in the classroom was helpful, because I knew like with psychology, I could always use that, like, in addition to education, to just help me in the future. But, anyways, Woodland was a great start. Getting involved with that.
And my whole entire family's worked at Woodland.
Yeah.
Cole worked there.
Yeah, so grateful for Woodland, and yeah.
Your mama works there.
Yeah.
So we've all worked there.
It was great getting to work with in the summer camp program and the after school care program, and then becoming a PK assistant was good. And that was the first time I was like, "Oh, I really love this." And so that was the first time I had kind of decided to go the education route. And I loved working with Miss Jabor, Miss Gable, and all those people. And then COVID happened, and that was when I became a lead teacher that year. Crazy enough, the hardest year to become a first-year lead teacher was COVID. Or I guess that was like the school year. At least it wasn't
at the very beginning.
Yeah, it was like that. Right, that summer. And then just having all that time in the classroom, like, solidified that that's what I want to do. That's the degree that I want to get. I knew I wanted to get a master's, but I wanted to get some work experience before I decided on what I wanted to get it in.
So your plan was never to become a teacher, though. You did not.
You
did not want to be like your mom.
No, as a child, I always said I'm never going to be a teacher, because I always heard the downsides of teaching. And like, I know that sounds bad. Y'all didn't always talk negatively about your jobs.
A lot of it was jokes.
But because you'd spend a hard day at work and then you'd come home. So a lot of that time was you venting about parents or the hardness of teaching. Right, so that did deter me.
You still do a lot of that.
But growing up, like, I was always, like, being with kids was something I always enjoyed. And also school, I loved school and education. So I'm not surprised that I ended up in teaching. I think I did try too hard to stay away from it. So I kind of do wish I would have just gotten my bachelor's in education and gone that route. But that's not what God had in store for me. My last year at Woodland, I was working on my master's, finished up my master's, and then ended up at Christ Methodist, which was a really great experience, great school, another private school in Memphis. I taught second grade there, which was fun, changing grade levels. So the beginning of my 20s were kind of rough and kind of messy and rocky, but I think that happens to a lot of people just when they're trying to figure out their place in the world and what they want to do. But then my late 20s were great. I was settled in a job. I knew what I wanted to do. I had my master's. I was on my own. And then a couple years after that, and then I met Derek. So you didn't kick me out of the house. I think I was ready to go, and y'all were also ready for me to go too. So
well, I think it was a thing of you left, and then we were empty nesters for, I guess, a year, because Cole went to college, and we were true empty nesters.
Yeah, maybe
something like that. I don't know, at the time kind of escapes me, but I think we were really enjoying our empty nester time. And then you came home,
but I was only home for like 9 months.
Yeah, and you finished your last semester at home too.
I did.
Online.
I did.
And you finished in what, 2.5 years, 3 years?
I finished college in 3.5.
3 years.
So I finished, early.
So you're smart like your dad.
Sure.
Who is your favorite parent? You have to answer that.
That's a trick question. You asked Mom that, her favorite child. I was a little scared of the answer, but
we all have our favorites.
We all have our strengths and our weaknesses.
That's why you're the favorite daughter. Well, awesome. So now you're married.
Yep.
And we're also pregnant.
Yep, I'm having a baby this summer.
Woo! So I've always talked about I go by a lot of names, and now I am calling myself G Daddy. Don't know where that's going to stick,
No.
But G Daddy is what I'm going with. Farmer Jenny wants to go with Pops or something like that. I don't know. It's whatever the baby
Whatever
ends up.
the baby ends
Whatever
up
the baby comes out. Yeah, whatever it may be. So, well,
Maybe not that.
You know how excited I am about that.
I know.
So if
I
I
know, we're
cry
all
anymore
excited.
throughout this, because I wasn't going to start off with this today about me crying because I did not cry very much at all until you were born, and then bam, been crying ever since. I cried during a commercial.
Well, I think there's something between like a dad and a daughter. I think I've heard that
Now,
frequently.
Cole, I was ready
like,
to send him back to the hospital.
Yeah.
He came out crying. I was like, "What's going on with this child?" But with you,
we love you, Cole.
we have talked bad about Cole so far. He's not probably going to listen to this anyway,
No.
so he won't listen. Although he is.
His wife will.
He's got about 3 weeks, and he's going to be on the show too. So you'll meet Cole at some point. So now I would say you're pretty close with your mother.
Yeah.
Y'all talk a lot.
Yeah.
I text a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk to me very
Well,
much.
no, I mean,
it's
that's
not a bad thing.
No, I mean, I think that's a good point, but I think like, I wouldn't say we're not close, but like, I think it's a male female thing. Like you don't need to know all or even probably want to know the ins and out of my day.
I really don't.
Whereas mom, because we're so similar, the way we structure our conversations, what we tell each other, we're very detailed.
Which
and like,
I think you, growing up though, I think you kind of fought that though. It's like, I don't want to be like my mama.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Maybe I went through some phases.
But y'all are a lot.
But we're very. I mean, yeah. I mean, I probably didn't accept it at one
as
point.
you've gotten
that I was
older,
like her.
it really shows more now.
Yeah.
Than what it even did when you were a little kid.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, your grandmother. I was talking to your grandmother the other day, and she was talking about you, and she was talking about taking you shopping because you were the first grandchild, and you were also the first girl.
Yeah.
And so let's. How many pairs of shoes do you have? I thought that
now or then.
Now, because your grandmother bought you Stride Right shoes.
Yeah. Well, she gave me some really nice shoes.
Yeah, all kind of shoes. So how many pairs of shoes? Your mother was trying to redecorate or reorganize her closet the other day, and we decided she had too many shoes. I decided.
I mean,
I decided she had too many shoes. So how many pairs of shoes do you think you have currently?
Maybe like 20, 15.
I think that's about what your mom had.
And I
18,
probably
I think
only,
is what she said.
I probably only regularly wear about 10 of them. Well, because if you think about seasonally, you need like all your boots and your closed-toed shoes in the winter, and then you need like your sandals, but then you always need your tennis shoes. I don't know.
Is that the first thing you normally shop for, those shoes? Like if you had to
I mean, I like
one,
shopping a lot for accessories, like purses and shoes and jewelry and stuff is fun. I mean, I like shopping in general. I like it. I was going to compliment that earlier.
Your mother bought it for me because I don't go shopping.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's okay.
Looks nice.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Well, we still don't have a sponsor, so we still don't have an advertisement. But we worked really hard this week to get the merch store going, and it is almost there. We looked at different style of hoodies, and we looked at hats and the way the logo looks on the hats and being embroidered and all the kind of stuff, and t-shirts and the different colors and the textures and all that kind of stuff. So I'm betting we're going to have that merch store up this week. So this advertisement is brought to you by the Farmerdale Merch Store. That's right. Coming to you soon. Coming to you soon. Let's get back to the show.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Farmerdale Podcast. We still have our special guest, my favorite daughter, Brooke. That's right. All right, so we're going to talk about sports.
Okay.
Because that is my life. It was part of your life when you were a teenager. I remember you joined the cross-country team. And I don't necessarily know that you wanted to join the cross-country team, but we were encouraging y'all to join something. Cole is not that big of a deal because he was like always trying to do something in the sports world. So you ran cross-country.
Basketball.
That was middle school, though. You didn't run high school cross-country.
No.
So middle school you did.
Middle school I played basketball and cross-country.
Played tennis too, didn't you?
I did. I did play
Played
tennis.
too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite out of those three?
Basketball.
Basketball was your favorite. One was and I always got this question all the time. Don't your kids love, or why do your kids love basketball as much as you do, or I do, right? I was like, no, they do not.
No.
They never did. You or your brother love
Yeah.
basketball that much. Let's go back to cross country because I remember, I remember that you did not like us going to the meets and
Yeah.
cheering for you.
Yeah, because I was always dying, and y'all were like, I was always felt self-conscious.
Because you would tell us to be quiet as you're running in the meet.
I vividly remember that. I would yell at you,
you would
stop.
tell us to be quiet.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
know. Because by the end of a race, I just wanted to be done, and I didn't need anybody yelling at me. And I took that, instead of like an encouragement, I took it as a criticism of
Right,
like,
and it wasn't.
you're doing bad and you need to hurry up.
Yeah.
So
well, we were trying to get you to run a little faster. That's for sure.
I was a not confident little middle schooler that didn't need. I don't know. I was,
and then I would try to go running with you just to practice.
That didn't work out
at all.
Nope.
At all. I mean,
running was
like
never
bad.
my thing.
It was bad. It really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still a pretty good runner.
Yeah, I wasn't like bad, and like middle school was very manageable. I mean, it was a 2-mile run. Like it was definitely fine, but I didn't like practice. I don't know why I didn't like enjoy it. I think meet stressed me out.
You didn't like people watching you.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
I see a lot of kids like that today. It seems like they are totally fine doing something as long as nobody's watching them. They freak out when they get into the first basketball game and the stands are full and the screaming, yelling, the loudness of the gym. That's all kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so tennis, I remember I was coaching tennis. I was the tennis coach at Tipton Rosemark Academy for middle school. Don't know how I got that job.
Yeah.
Because it was free. I didn't get I didn't get paid
well,
for it.
tennis wasn't a big sport in Tipton County.
And I love tennis.
Yeah.
I remember we had one other girl, or I had 2 or 3 girls.
I remember.
I'm not going to say what her name was, but she was really the number one. She was better than you.
I remember this.
So you always played number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got to the match, and she freaked out on me. And she tells me, I'm not playing because I think we were playing St. Agnes or somebody.
Private
the girl was really good, right? So I had to go to you and tell you, hey, you get to play number 1 today. You did it. And she killed you, but you did it.
Yeah.
So I was proud of you, right? But then tennis didn't last for long either.
I mean, I like tennis, and to this day, I mean, I've enjoyed, like, I've played pickleball a couple times, and like, I like tennis as a sport, but matches were always just stressful, and especially playing people that had tennis lessons when they were like in elementary school. And we were not people that had tennis lessons weekly.
The country club people. We could not afford to get you tennis lessons.
Yeah.
So I tried to be that coach. For you, and probably didn't work out very well.
I mean, it was fun. I learned how to keep score. I learned the basics of tennis and what you needed to do, but I wasn't exactly like tennis material in terms of like playing other private school kids. But
and then Cole came up and played tennis, and
he did.
He loved it.
Yeah.
Still loves playing tennis when he gets a chance to, so that's cool. All right, so basketball. Yeah, that was all. Of course, it's still my sport, but I think everybody thought that my kids should be great basketball players. Right?
Yeah, but you're very short, and we were going to be very short, so it's not like we were ever going to go like pro.
Height doesn't necessarily mean, but it does help out. It does help to be a little taller.
Yes, for sure.
And neither of you were very tall. So I remember, and I think you were in the 4th grade. And again, I was coaching you. Don't know how I kept getting signed up to coaching.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing in the church league because I was the varsity basketball coach.
At Bolton still.
At Bolton at that time.
Yeah.
And we signed you. No, I think it was you.
You were at Bolton.
You played on a TRA team though.
Are you talking about the rec
I don't know
team when
how it
I
all
was
got
on? Was I
wrong.
was the only girl? Or are you talking about that team?
No. That was in Mufford Rec. Now,
I know.
That was an interesting story.
That was a very interesting story.
Yeah, because you didn't want to be on that all boys team.
No,
And
I
they didn't have
didn't.
any girls team.
No, and they never
So-
passed the ball to me, and they were mean. And then the one time they did pass me the ball, I scored, and
Yay.
everybody in the whole gym was like,
Oh, dude, bro,
"That's the best thing ever."
You go every cry because I remember that.
That was awesome. That was a
remember
fun story.
That was cool.
Uh-huh.
That was cool. I'm gonna cry. It was good. That was pretty awesome. But anyway, no, I remember you were like fourth grade,
Okay.
and all the girls were at TRA.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what I was doing in my life.
Yeah.
But I remember you were playing, and one of the things you didn't like about basketball was that they would take the basketball away from you. So we were trying to explain to you.
They weren't being mean to me.
They wasn't being mean to you.
But I
just
took
part of
it
the
as
game.
that.
Yeah. So then I had to pull you out of the game
and calm me down.
And calm you down, but then you were crying, and then I think the parents thought that I made you cry. So it was just a whole thing, and I'm like, I didn't make her cry. She was already crying. She was
a very sensitive little girl.
Right, it was like, I don't know what's going on. So then you went and sat down on the bench, and then I don't think you went back in the game for that game.
No.
But then you turned it around the rest of the season and played, and it was really good. But that was a very interesting.
Well, I love to shoot. I always did from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was what I got good at, and that was what I not really perfected, but what my strength was. I was never good at playing defense, and then as a little kid, like my true anger would come out when a little girl would take a ball from me, and I'd like get so offended, and I would like sprint to the other side of the floor like with this anger inside me, and like most of the time I would end up in tears. But
you still don't want people taking stuff from you, though.
No, nobody does. Nobody does. But that chilled out after elementary school. I mean, like I played all through middle school, and like yes, I had like a lot of anxiety about certain things and was kind of a weaker player, but I always enjoyed the game of basketball, and it's I would say one of the only sports where I feel like I know more of the ins and out of the game because I like watched it so much with you, and then I like played it and had several coaches and learned lots of things. Whereas like watching football and all those things, I don't even know all the rules, so like it's hard for me to like really pay attention.
I don't think they understand the rules either. So then you went on and played in high school and did very well. And that was it. That was the end of your sports career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it wasn't like I was ever going to play college ball.
I've got some more questions, but I probably shouldn't ask all those questions.
Yeah.
All right. So, but now you're about to have a child.
Uh-huh.
Do you see in the future that you get your kids involved in sports?
Sports, yes, but only some of them. Like, I'm not going to push football just because of injury. Like, and I love individual sports. I think I'm going to be very encouraging of golf and tennis and things they can like perfect, which even though I know they're more expensive sports, but like, even though I don't like baseball, I'd rather them play baseball than like football or something. I like soccer. I can sit and watch. Yeah, either one. Sports are great. I mean, team sports are good too. But.
I wish we would have pushed more individual stuff when y'all were younger.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, and been in sports for 30 years now, I wish I would have pushed you in golf and tennis, and really not really pushed that, but giving you more opportunities and giving Cole more opportunities in that, because that's a kind of a lifelong time. Because most people don't play basketball; they get to high school,
right?
For most people.
Yeah.
Guys may play in the men's league.
Yeah, intramurals in college
really
and
bad basketball. But, well, cool. Well, I look forward to watching our grandkids play sports someday.
Yeah.
And I'm not coaching them.
Nope.
No, I'm not coaching, so don't sign me up.
No, you can cheer on the sidelines. Just don't do any yelling.
I was probably, and I'll start my year off with parent meetings with all of our sports, and the first thing I tell them, I said, I'm telling you all the information I'm telling you because I've done all these things. Because I remember when you were in middle school, especially, I knew all the plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I was calling the plays from the bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wasn't the best thing for me to do. but I did it because I knew all the plays.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah, you do. So
Mm.
pretty good. It's been my favorite podcast. I know your mother's sitting right over there,
Ha.
but this has been my favorite podcast.
It's been fun.
Because
Yeah.
you don't call me and talk to me for 2 hours like you do your mother sometimes. So this is my one chance.
Okay. I'm happy to do it.
That's good. All right. Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
You're welcome.
It's been pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll be right back. Well, all right. Well, thanks for listening to the Farmerdale podcast. And I think this was episode number 4, I do believe. So thank y'all. And I thank my daughter, Brooke, for being a part of the podcast today. Hope y'all enjoyed her story. There's so much more to that story that we just didn't want to share. But there's a lot more to come. Probably at some other point, because I'm pretty sure Brooke will be back on the podcast at some point. So I hope y'all enjoy this episode and hope y'all check it out. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell and share the podcast, because that's the only way that we can continue to grow this podcast. We appreciate y'all listening. Farmerdale out.
Down in the field where the sun shines bright, tomatoes red and the squash just right. Okra growing, friends gather round, family and faith in this little town. It's the Farmerdale Podcast, come on in, talking about veggies, love, and friends, thanking God for the life we sow, sunflowers reaching where they go.